Now that we've looked at intent, I'd like you to work on this true-false question based upon our discussion, based upon State versus Stewart, and we'll talk about it when you return. The answer to the true-false question is true. John has not committed attempted murder. In the facts, we see that John does shoot Sue, although he was trying to shoot her over the head to scare her. But you'll remember that the crime of attempt requires the same structure no matter whether it was attempted robbery or attempted murder. It's going to require an intent to commit the crime and sufficient acts towards that crime. Here, the attempted murder charge would require the actus reus be sufficiently close to committing murder. And what about the mens rea? The mens rea has to be an intent. And for attempted murder, it'd have to be the intent to kill. So let's look at the fact pattern. Here, John hasn't committed attempted murder. Why not? It's going to feel like attempted murder. After all, he shot her. But attempted murder requires the intent to kill. And here, John's stated intent was to fire the gun over her head. He was trying to scare her, not to kill her. Therefore, the mens rea is missing, and that means no attempted murder. I want you to step back from the fact pattern and look at what it states. When a fact pattern gives you the mental state of the defendant, I want you to accept it as given. You might say, well, if I were on the jury, I wouldn't believe him. Or you might even think, oh, I'm not sure I can trust him. Maybe he really was trying to kill her. But if the facts say he had no intent to kill, if the facts say he was trying to scare her, we're going to take those facts as true. So if John didn't intend to kill, then it can't be attempted murder. And that's really the importance of requiring a specific intent to commit the crime. It doesn't matter that Sue was frightened. Of course she was frightened. She was shot at. But her feelings are not relevant here if John didn't have the mental state. In a way, that's the same thing as we saw in State versus Stewart. It doesn't matter if our man in the plexiglass bus stop wasn't afraid or was afraid. For attempted robbery, all we're looking at is what the defendants intended to do. Did they intend to rob him? I mentioned the notion of specific intent here because now we're moving to the crime of burglary, which is going to require a specific intent as its mens rea.